welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a quick agony Emma. I've got somewhere to be in half an hour and I've been getting so many agony Emmas and I've just been skimming through them, and this one seems like a pretty quick one, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna film this one today, edit it and get it out there to you guys ASAP. I do want to let you guys know that I have been getting loads of agony Emmas, like absolutely loads, so if I don't do yours in a video, it's not me being mean in any way, shape or form, it's just I can't do all of them. I'd be doing like 4 or 5 videos a day if that was the case. So I do skim through them and I try to pick ones that are quite new, and this one, what this girl has emailed me, is something I haven't discussed on my channel, so that's what I try to do. If you do look for advice, look at my other agony Emma videos. There might be some advice that you need there. And before we get started on the video, I do once again want to say that in no way, shape or form am I a therapist, and what I give here is just advice from my own experiences and from my point of view. I'm a very open-hearted, headed person. I'm very proud of it. I'm not very closed-minded. I stand by what's right, and you know, so I do value my advice. It doesn't mean I'm perfect, and it doesn't mean what I say is, you know, the be all and end all and you gotta follow it. I'm loving my hair today and my makeup. I'm starting to really get into wing liner. It's really hard because I've got hooded eyes, but I'm just enjoying it. And these eyelashes are, I'm so in love with them. But I'm gonna do a favourites video because there's loads of things I've found. I haven't done a favourites videos for about 2 or 3 years, and there's so many things I found that I'm absolutely in love with, including like app games and stuff like that. So I'll do my nails today as well. How cute are these? I love them. Primark nails, £1.50. Okay, so let's get started on this video quickly, yeah? But before we get started, subscribe, give a girl support, and go follow me on Snapchat, Instagram and Twitter. It's all Innocent Smiles Kiss, the same as it is here, so go follow me. Let's get started on this email, yeah? The title of the email is Agony Emma. Hello Emma, I love your videos and just think you are the most sweet, funniest and confident woman, and it's so nice and refreshing to watch your videos. You're so relatable and down to earth. Honestly, that's my biggest goal, just be down to earth for you guys and just be who I am. This is who I am. So, I'm with the man of my dreams and with the guy I want to marry, but there's only one stumbling block. We have totally different sex drives. He never ever forces it on me or makes me feel uncomfortable, but I find it so hard to explain why I don't want to have sex. I just don't think he can understand, and this makes me feel like I can't please him, as I feel like I'm always letting him down. It's nothing personal towards him, I just don't have the same sex drives as he does. I need help explaining this to him, or maybe understanding myself. I'm 23 and I've been with him for 4 years. Thank you. Now, I'm gonna come from a very blunt and very honest viewpoint when it comes to sex. Now, me, everyone's got different sex drives, like everyone, and obviously it's different from men to women, because men, they have to release that. It's an actual physical thing that they have to release, you know. A man's sexual desire is a lot more peaked than a woman's. Not 100%, because I know girls who are as randy as anything, like randy rabbits. But it's just natural for a man to want to have sex more because they need to get that urge out. As a woman, our sexual needs are not as, you know, we don't need to release that. There's nothing that, you know, we need to release. So, you know, it's very hard to be on the same level as a sex drive for a guy. But to me, coming from my point of view, sex to me is very, very, very important. And it's not about, you know, having to do it all the time, every time. But for me, being in a relationship, I love being in a relationship, and I give my complete and utter self when I'm in a relationship, because I love it. I love being loved, and having sex, to me, it's a lot more than just orgasming. It's love to me. Hence why I'm a bit prudish. A lot of people who know me say to me, you're very prudish, I don't do one night stands and stuff like that. And it's because sex to me is very, very personal. Every single relationship I've been with, and towards the end when it was getting really shit and really bad and I knew we weren't going to be together, I was still giving them sex. Like, I was still having sex regularly, once or twice a week. That's what I think is healthy, once or twice a week. I'm not saying anything more than that is unhealthy, and I'm not saying anything below that is unhealthy, but I do think taking sex away altogether is very unhealthy. You haven't given me any dynamics about how much sex you have, how many times a week you're doing it. So if you can give me a follow-up email so I can, you know, do a follow-up on this video, that would be great. But if you are doing it less than once a week, it is not fair on him. It really isn't. Like, I know a lot of men who lie and say that their wife doesn't give them sex and stuff. I work in a very male dominated job, and a lot of them moan and say, oh, she doesn't give me sex like she used to. You know, things change the older you get. Things change with the more dynamic you get with having a family and stuff like that. So I completely respect that. But I do know women who take away sex completely, and I personally think it's wrong. And I'm not justifying cheating at all in any way, shape or form, but then they don't understand, you know, when their man is going somewhere else to fulfill that need, they don't, like, sort of take blame. And it's such a touchy subject to say, like, it really is, because I don't want to offend any girls there, but, you know, to me, sex is a massive thing in a relationship, and this is coming from a woman. I don't believe in being unfaithful in any way, shape or form, and if a man's not happy, he should leave. I'm going to say that straight up. If you're not happy, leave. Do not cheat. But as a woman, you have to understand his needs. Now, I don't, like I said, I don't know what his sexual fantasies or his sexual desires are compared to yours, because you haven't really given me any details. But what I will say is, if you are giving it to him at least once or twice a week and he's still not happy with that, then you need to have a firm conversation with him to let him know that it won't change. There's nothing wrong with doing it once or twice a week. Me personally, I don't think so. Anything more, great. Anything less than once a week, I'm a bit obviously, unless you're on your period, that's something different. But I do think that you need to seriously have a conversation with him, because the last thing you want to do is get married or, you know, have a child, and then further down the line you take sex away even more and he ends up cheating on you, and it ends up breaking the whole relationship, and there's a kid involved. A relationship is a lot more than just living together. You know, I said this in my last video, that it's more than Netflix and chill. It's about having a compromise on every single level, you know, and it's about having that balance on every single level. You know, you could have a balance where he's untidy and you're tidy. You find that balance in between where you go, look, we need to work together to make sure that your untidiness is not going to ruin it, because a relationship can get ruined on so many levels. It's not just about cheating. It really isn't. A lot of people think when a relationship ends, oh my god, he must have cheated or she must have cheated or something bad must happen. No, it isn't. It could be as simplest a thing as that you have two totally different political views and you just can't come to, you know, a healthy medium and understand each other. But sex is such a vital part. It's up there. It's such a vital part in a relationship, and it does differ, you know, as years go by, because when you first get together, you're in that honeymoon stage and it's a buzz and it's exciting and you don't want it to end, that buzzness. And having sex is so amazing. And in the beginning of a relationship, I will always say, you know, that's been the best time I've ever had sex. Like, one of my exes, I remember, it's getting a bit too deep here. Well, not too deep, but it's getting a bit too informative. But I just remember one night we had sex like 6 times in a night, and he set the bar stool so high that even, I think it was like 2-3 months after, I said to him, why don't you do that like you used to? And he's like, I can't keep up with you. Like, do you know what I mean? And that was where I had a high sex drive and he didn't. But, you know, I understood that, okay, well, that was just because of the excitement of it all, and, you know, we just wanted to keep doing it. So, you know, and I compromised. So I've been on the other hand where I've been a horny one and he hasn't been able to fulfill me. But if I was you, again, it's so hard for me to give you some advice when you haven't really given me facts. But if you're giving sex to him once or twice a week and he's still not happy with that, then you really need to have a conversation with him and be like, look, I'm giving you a reasonable amount of sex and I don't think there's an issue. I don't want to have it even more. If you're not happy, then we need to really consider this relationship, because sex is a big thing, and if we can't compromise now, then it's just gonna end us in the future. It really is. If you're the one who doesn't want to have sex altogether and you're probably having sex less than that, what I would suggest is spicing things up a bit. I love toys. I love going to hotels. I love, you know, I love role play. I love it all. And, you know, it's not every night, all night, but when I feel I'm lacking a bit, nothing beats a night away to a hotel where you check in at 3 and you take your Netflix and chill, you take your munchies and you take a bottle of drink and you have room service and you just spend the whole day together, just getting to know each other with a few toys and just, you know, interacting and getting personal. I think a lot of things in relationships that end is because you don't put as much effort in, and that could be in a lot of aspects, not just sex. But I would suggest, if you've lost your mojo a bit, I would, you know, just go buy a toy, do some exciting things together, and probably, you know, say let's go for a night away somewhere romantic, so you get yourself in that mood. And, you know, don't feel pressurized or anything like that, but just enjoy your sex again. Like, you know, it's such an amazing connection. Like with me, I love sex, I absolutely love it, but I've never had like a one night stand. I don't go with every Tom, Dick and Harry and stuff like that. I'm not judging people who do. If you go with loads of men, fair play to you. Just don't go with the married ones or the taken ones, otherwise you're a scumbag, simple as. But I genuinely think you should have a conversation. I do think you should have a conversation with him. If it's the other way and he wants more than twice a week, or his fetishes are a bit off-putting for you, then just be honest and have a conversation with him and say you're not happy. I have a really good friend whose husband is into threesomes and into, you know, swinging and stuff like that, and she just isn't. And, you know, they've broken up, but he's happy doing what he's got to do now, and he gets to do what he wants. And, you know, it's sad. You know, breakups are sad, but you can't. I do believe that in a relationship you should always be who you are, never change who you are for a person. You know, one of my exes loved smoking weed, and I am so against drugs, it's unreal, like really against it. And he loved smoking weed, and, you know, and that's what broke our relationship up. And it broke my heart because he didn't want to give up the weed for me. But then at the same time, I said to him, you shouldn't have to give up the weed for me. Weed is marijuana, just in case my American viewers are getting confused. I don't know if you call it weed there, but I says to him, is that what you want to do, go find a girl who will either do it with you or be acceptance of it. And, you know, it broke us up, but like now he's happy. And I saw him in February, and you know, he just popped by my work and he was as high as a kite, and I literally looked at him and I was just like, oh, I'm so glad I left you. But he was happy, and that's all that matters. So, you know, sex in a relationship is just as important as a lot of things, but it is one of the top ones. And I do suggest you know, spice it up a bit if it is you that's just not interested, or if it is him and his sexual desires are a bit up there and a bit making you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to do it, then you just need to be honest and go, I'm not willing to do that now or never. And it's sad, but it's better to, you know, find the faults in a relationship early on than later on. So that's what I suggest you to do. I'm going to end this video now because I need to get going. So I hope what I have said to you has just helped you a little bit, and I hope it all works out for you, because, you know, I don't like to see the end of relationships, but also I don't like to see people unhappy, either party, man or woman, you know. And sometimes it's sad to see relationships end, but it's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. And, you know, you're better off just being happy in the end, long run, than, you know, trying to keep up with someone's happiness when you're not happy. Honestly, like, nothing is worse than trying to be someone you are not. I've got to go, it's 20 to 6. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.